Hey there, motorcycle maestros and wrench-wielding warriors. Get ready to rev your engines and dive into the wild world of motorcycle maintenance. We're about to embark on a hilarious adventure where greasy hands meet comedic mishaps. So strap on your humor helmets and let's get this maintenance party started. In this video, we are going to talk about motorcycle maintenance. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for the future updates. As a new motorcycle owner, you're probably so stoked about your shiny new bike you don't even think about maintenance. And that's perfectly natural, but it's a rookie mistake. Even if you're not mechanically minded, knowing how to maintain your bike gives you peace of mind and can potentially save you lots of service expenses. In addition, knowing how your bike works and how to do some basic motorcycle maintenance on your own boosts your confidence as a new rider. So is it hard to maintain a motorcycle, and where do you begin? Although it may seem like a daunting task at first, motorcycle maintenance isn't rocket science. Starting with some basics, you can gradually build your skills as you go along. You can progress from simple oil changes to more complex tasks or bike mods, especially if you own an older model. It's up to you how much you want to work on your bike, but some of the most elemental things like checking your oil, tire pressure, tire tread, and maintaining your chain are good to know to keep your motorcycle in top shape. Motorcycle maintenance can be expensive if you rely solely on dealership mechanics. That's not to say you can't just service your bike at the dealers. If you don't have the time or the interest in motorcycle maintenance, trusting the professionals is absolutely fine. However, armed with your owner's manual, YouTube, and this detailed motorcycle maintenance guide, you can do some of the simple jobs on your own. Now, folks, brace yourselves for the oily ballet of an oil change. It's like a delicate dance routine where you try not to spill a drop, while secretly praying that you don't accidentally bathe in a slippery surprise. Who knew oil changes could be both a workout and a chance for impromptu floor polishing? Motorcycle maintenance checklist. How often does a motorcycle need maintenance? If you bought a brand new motorcycle, servicing it at recommended intervals should be more than enough. However, if you bought a second-hand bike or if you ride your motorcycle hard and often, being able to check it over and maintain it more frequently is usually a good idea. Ideally, you want to do a quick once-over every month or every couple of weeks, especially if you're putting high miles on your bike. Even with brand new motorcycles, some parts can start showing signs of wear sooner than expected. In addition, things like engine oil, air filter, and oil filter may need replacing more frequently. The good news is you can do most of the service on your own. To make sure your bike is in good condition, use this essential motorcycle maintenance checklist. 1. Tire pressure. Checking your tire pressure is crucial to ensure you're riding safely. If the pressure is too low, you risk a flat tire or a blowout at high speed. And if the pressure is too high, it may affect the bike's handling. Usually, you'll find the recommended air pressure measurements on the tire manufacturer's manual. Use a tire pressure gauge to measure the PSI level on your tires and inflate as needed. 2. Engine oil level. Your engine oil level should always be full. To check the oil level, run your bike for a few minutes to warm it up. Then, put your motorcycle on the center stand or ask a friend to put and keep it upright. And look at the engine oil glass located at the bottom of the engine. If it's not on full, top it up. If the oil looks black, it's time to change it. 3. Chain slack. With wear and long miles, your chain may start sagging more than it should. To measure the chain slack, push the chain towards the swing arm. It shouldn't sag more than 40 millimeters. If it's too slack, adjust the chain by loosening the axle nut and turn the feature bolts to shorten or lengthen the slack as needed. You'll find the exact measurements for your bike in the owner's manual. 4. Brake pads. Brake pads tend to wear quickly on most motorcycles, and it's always good to keep an eye on them during routine checks. Take a peek inside your brake calipers, and if the brake pads are reaching 2 millimeters, it's high time to replace them. 5. Air filter. On street and sport bikes, air filters last for over 5,000 kilometers and more before they need cleaning or replacing. On dirt bikes, or in case you ride in dusty, sandy conditions, Your air filter may need more regular cleaning, anywhere from monthly to bi-weekly. To check the state of your air filter, open the airbox and remove the filter. If it looks filthy and clogged, replace or clean it. 6. Oil filter. As a rule of thumb, your oil filter should be replaced along with the engine oil. Expect to replace the oil filter every 4,000 to 5,000 kilometers, unless your owner's manual recommends a different interval. 7. Coolant. Your motorcycle coolant fluid should be changed every 2 years or so. The coolant liquid may deteriorate with time, so it's best to completely replace it within 20 to 24 months. To change your coolant, put the bike on the center stand, remove the fairings to access the radiator, then drain the old coolant from the radiator top and replace it with new fluid. A wrenched set. Your wrench set will be used to access nuts and bolts. For starters, a basic wrench set ranging from 7 mm to 20 mm should be more than enough. Check your owner's manual for any specifics of your bike's make and model. Tire pressure gauge. A small tire pressure gauge is handy when checking your tire pressure. If you ride off-road, a tire pressure gauge is invaluable when lowering the pressure, and it's always good to double-check tire pressure after you've changed your tires. For motorcycle riders, warmer days mean it's time to ride. If your motorcycle has been cooped up inside a garage all winter, you know that there are a few things to do in order to get it ready for the road. Having a motorcycle maintenance checklist can help ensure that you don't skip any steps. New motorcycles need a lot of maintenance. The motorcycle driving experience is unique, but what about the maintenance? If you've been on the fence about getting a motorcycle, then you'll be happy with the answer. Motorcycle preventative maintenance is typically much simpler than that of cars. Motorcycles are smaller, have fewer parts that are easier to access, and are resultingly much easier to maintain. One point of maintenance many motorcycles require that cars do not is the chain. And the type of upkeep tasks they share are typically easier on motorcycles. Change the oil just as you need clean fuel. You also need to change the oil and replace the oil filter before you take your bike out for your first ride. Neglecting this step can affect the performance and longevity of your motorcycle. Tires are some of the most important parts of any vehicle, so they deserve your time and attention. Check their air pressure to make sure it's at a safe level for riding. You'll also want to check your tread to determine if it's still got enough depth to offer you sufficient traction. If your air pressure and tread are all set, then just look for any cracks or rot in the sidewall of the tires before moving on. Inspect your chain. Your bike's chain is one of its most critical components, but constant exposure to the elements can cause it to deteriorate or become loose. Check it to ensure it's still tight and well lubricated. You may need to clean the chain and reapply lubricant. Get plenty of fluids. Oil and gas aren't the only fluids your motorcycle depends on. Brake fluid and coolant are important for motorbike maintenance, but they can sometimes leak if your bike is left standing for a long period of time. Double-check your levels and refill or top them off, or flush out the old fluids and replace them with fresh fluids. Don't forget your cables. Oil and grease in your cable housing can dry up over time, and that can affect the performance of your clutch and throttle. Inspect your clutch, brakes, throttle, choke, and any other cables to ensure they're still responsive and not frayed. Make your bike shine. As a final step, make sure you give your motorcycle a thorough cleaning. Not only does it protect your paint and make your bike look fantastic, but cleaning your bike frequently keeps it in better working condition. Your tire pressure should be checked more frequently, at least once a month. In the longer term, you'll need to tune your carburetor and flush your cooling system, if you have a water-cooled engine, every 2 years or so. You can do much of this maintenance yourself for lower cost. However, some may prefer to let an expert handle it. A professional should also be consulted if more severe issues like engine trouble emerge. All right, folks, that wraps up our comedy-infused motorcycle maintenance extravaganza. Remember, laughter is the best tool in your toolkit, so approach each maintenance task with a sense of humor. And when in doubt, just remember that even the most seasoned mechanics have their fair share of hilarious mishaps. Ride on and keep those rubber side down, my friends. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.